Pencak. Plenty of power, but leaving the 10.
The championship match, we'll put a little statistics on it. So far this year, the player that has started the match, that'd be Jim Pencak in this case, has only won 36%. That is 13 of 16 starting this week. And so he's at a disadvantage right away. But the second statistic today is his opponents have only averaged 182, and he has struck more on the right lane than the left. So it's up for grabs if you like the numbers.
And this year, 8 of the 9 winners have been tournament leader. And here is the tournament leader of this championship. 115-pound, 5'5" tall, Chris Warren, looking for his second victory of the year. Lost in a close match last week in Columbus to Amleto Monicelli. And Chris Warren leaves a 7 on the right lane.
The mighty might. You look at his form. He's at that low profile like Holman. Nice steady shoulders. Look at those eyes concentrating on the target. Look at that position of that arm and wrist. Absolutely perfect. He tucks that arm inside. You saw the snap wrist action where it really generates the power. And that's the style you got to go for.
Chris was top-seeded tournament leader when he won his very first PBA title at the ARC Pinole Open earlier this year.
And congratulations to Chris Schenkel. He received the Bowling Writers Association Award, the John O. Martino Award, for an outstanding contribution to our sport, Chris, and I second that. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Kevin Shippey went to Reno, PR director of the PBA, to accept it for me, and I thank him and the Bowling Writers. And Chris Warren leaving a 9-pin on the left lane, his favorite lane.
A somewhat shocked Chris Warren. He really put the juice on that bowling ball, and he should have had a strike, a solid 9. Now, once again, we see this. We had one by Doug Kent. The ball should take out the 1, 3, 5, and 9. He had so much power, so much break, that he hooked right by the 9-pin. That's a shot we never saw until a few years back when the urethane balls came in, Chris.
He always has that smile on his face. Wonderful disposition, but a fierce competitor. First of this game, but he had 20 in his 3 victories.
Jim Pencak racing according to form so far. He has never been behind in a match. His 3 previous victories, he jumped out to an early lead, and once again, he's out to a 1-pin lead. As we come up in the 3rd frame, watch the action, the position of Pencak. Starts on the approach here. He'll end up way over here and roll the ball right in here. So that little drift on the approach makes it very difficult, but he has the great timing today.
Linebacker in the bowling world. Mayfield Heights, Ohio.
The action, the 2-pin, the 3rd pin on the left-hand part of your screen. It goes to the sideboard, trips out the 4 and 7. He's got to like it. He knows he can carry the light hit, but when he carries the high one, he's in business.
And for Chris Warren, another 9-pin, this one on the right lane. It's like he's trying to figure this whole thing out.
You see a shot almost identical to what Jim Pencak carried. Watch the action of the 2-pin. It goes behind the 4-pin, trips it out. But 9-pin was not taken out by the ball. A little bit more action from the young man, Chris Warren.
And the green shirt saluting all those of Irish ancestry. Let me tell you about his ancestry, Chris Warren. His mother is Japanese. His father is full-blooded Choctaw Native American.
And he has a chance to win on St. Paddy's Day. Now he's way to the extreme left. He'll slide way to the extreme left and roll the ball right over the 4th arrow. Has a real nice style.
And he bows in true Oriental fashion. to his first strike coming in the fourth frame. Chris Warren trailing by 12.
Better way to paint.
Two professionals are bowling for $82,000 in the Pba National Championship, Imperial Lanes, Toledo. Jim Pencak, qualifying fourth, has won 3 games to get to the finals, going against the tournament leader, Chris Warren. Looking away, Warren trailing by 12. A double up for Pencak. Lead now. Mayfield Heights, Ohio.
I'll tell you, a man who has won as many tournaments as anybody and always did well here has that same type of style, Dick Weber. Dick used to get an opponent down early and really try to bury him. Why go to the 10th frame when the key frames are when you have a guy behind? Right now, Pencak is using that style on each opponent.
I recall your style was very similar, young man.
Sometimes, not as often. Pencak a chance to open up a 32-pin lead.
Warren looking away. Only a 2-pin. 5 going out at the last moment. Jim Pencak, if you just joined us, eliminated Monticelli. He also got by Doug Kent, and then semifinal game defeated Tom Kreitz. His big game today was 267 and 9 strikes. Shot so important. Because there's a difference of 26,000 finishing first or second. His brother David, his wife Liz, and cheering him on with this capacity crowd.
I have to add to that 26,000, Chris, a 3-year exemption to the Firestone, not a 1-year ride. And I think last place is guaranteed a couple of thousand if you just showed up.
Oh, he wanted that double. 10-pin, right lane.
And Chris Warren using the good touch. He really saw it on that ball. His wrist rotated around it as hard as he possibly could, and that ball just hung there, would not flip over and carry out the 10. He really wanted that one.
Must be careful here, cross lane. Earlier, he gave us his reply to critics who say he can't use the inside line.
Basically, I just replied that I can play any angle, any place they want me to play on the lane. I'm a good caliber talent player. Bill Hall has worked with me extensively to teach me how to hook the ball more, how to hook it less, how to get the ball down the lane, how to change my break points. So basically, I feel comfortable anywhere on the lane.
Especially when the result is like that.
Well, he's just matured into a good all-around player, and right now he can compete with anybody. And last week he went against the very best on the tour right now, Monticelli, and came within 1 ball of winning. Right now he has himself backed up against the wall against a red-hot, very tough Jim Pencak, who better not look back.
And won his first championship last August in Green Bay. Beautiful.
You see players mature on the tour. I remember Monticelli and Pencak when they came out. Both of these players, Monticelli a little bit before Pencak, they had a lot of power. They just threw balls to the back end. They'd throw 2 strikes, get an open. They'd make other mistakes, miss spares. Both players have matured into top stars. Has a very confident face, Chris Warren, yet he's in arrears by 21 pins through 6.
Pencak leading the 4-7.
Boy, was he fortunate there. He had a chance to really put the pressure on Chris Warren and hit up on the ball too early, and it breaks high, almost leaves the 4-7-10 split. Just knocks out the 10-pin, and he maintained his 21-pin lead. But Chris Warren is back in the match with 2 more strikes.
Oh, and then the disaster hit. chopping the 4 off the 7, Nelson.
Chris, he's never won a major tournament, and he started looking back a little bit there, and all of a sudden, Chris Warren has a chance to jump right in the lead. Pencak has never been behind. He slides by the 4-7 with a strike here. Warren takes the lead, 7th frame.
And that's the story. 1 pin lead now for Warren. Pattern has changed now. Pencak dominating his first 3 opponents, then the error in the 7th frame.
Now for Chris Warren. Great match play bowler. Learned all his mental game in Texas. Another strike. He would put Pencak on the ropes.
Getting his game face on. Didn't look as though he had it earlier.
Well, he was very confident, and that shot was just perfect. Let's see if Pencak can bounce back. First time today he's been behind an opponent. Trails by 11. Coming down to the crunch 8th, 9th, and 10th frames.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we note with sadness the passing of Football Hall of Famer and sportscaster Tom Harmon. Tom was a cherished colleague and friend, and to his lovely wife, Elise, and their children, we can only say, like you, Elise, and offsprings, we'll really miss 98, Tom Harmon.
Sad moment. But for this young man, his career is just blossoming. He trails by 11, 9th frame, National Championship.
Then Pencak back in the game. Now, 1 pin separates these 2 professionals, a difference of $26,000, winning or losing. 54 to the winner, 28 to the runner-up.
Chris Warren has bowled so well. Look at his game. First frame, 7 pin, then 9 pin, then 9 pin. Strike in the 4th, another 10 pin in the 5th frame, then 3 strikes, and he just tears the cover off this ball, as they say on the tour, and does not get it to flip over and carry out the 10 pin. If he makes this spare, it will be all even with 1 frame to go.
This is the pros' prestigious championship, their national stake. Neither has won it.
To set up the scene, Chris Warren has a possible 227 with 3 strikes. As Pencak contemplates what he must do in the 10th, it's a lot determined on what Warren does here in the 10th. Warren cannot shut out Pencak, though.
Split almost averted, but it is the 6-7-10.
We asked him the question at the top of the championship round, what will your thoughts be going into the 10th frame? It comes down to crunch time, strike time. He felt very confident, but now he's dug himself a big hole. He has to go for this, slide the 6 across into the 7.
Second last week. Boy, is he made of the right stuff.
What a super second shot. Slides that 6. He would have made the 4, 6, 7, 10. He hit it so clean. He's going to make Pencak earn the national championship. He's not going to give it to him.
Mighty Mike from Dallas, Texas, has fired at 2:14, and now along with you for the national championship, he can only sit and wait. And I doubt if he'll watch. He hasn't been. Now Pencak on the right lane.
Needs 18 pin fill here in the 10th frame. A strike wins it all. 9 spare, 9 wins it all.
1990. Happy, determined, national champion. Jim Pencak, and winning 4 matches, and again, 2 weeks in a row, Chris Warren has been the runner-up. Jim Pencak, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 30 years old, 5'10", 195 pounds, second victory. Okay, as we have a champion here, we'll return, but right
That was a
now,
great match.
going to move east to New
Like
York.
and subscribe.